Welcome to the Morning Dew Show here on Dialogue TV, the cradle of goodness. My name is Ann Mungai.
And my name is Andy Mike Kilambo. Good morning. And you can get us on all our social media platforms, that is Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And SMS lines are running below your screen, so keep your comments coming.
The hashtag is always the Morning Dew Show. Now, today being the 25th of July 2022, we're at 14 days to elections. We have a lot lined up for you. But of course, first, let's look at what is happening on the headlines.
Today, Monday, July 25th, 2022, the Daily Nation has some very interesting stories. And on the front page, the story is making headlines. 24 dead in Nithi Bridge bus crash. Now, death toll could rise in the coming hours. That is say from the police. We'll be talking more about that. There's also a story on the Paul saga that Kinoti takes the war to Chebukati over Venezuelans. A story also making headline is how Moi settled on Uhuru as successor. Inside Raila and Ruto business empires. This is a story where we are seeing some of what they own and how much they are worth. Just that is on the front page of the Daily Nation, and the story continues on page 4, 5, and 6. We'll be looking more into that.
Okay, looking at the Standard here, there are a lot of stories making headlines. But the main story here is on page 4 and 5 that says Ruto tells of Uhuru Kinoti over probe on Venezuelans. Now there's another story here says beauty products made from snake venom. A big story on page 3. We'll be talking about that. And another story here on page 40 says Korir bags second gold for Kenya. We will be looking at that. And there's the story here that has been making headlines on social media platforms says Raila walks out on media debate. We'll be getting to details with that. But first, let's look at now the newspaper reviews.
And today we really start on a sad note in accordance with what happened yesterday, where we have 24 dead in a road accident that is in Nithi Bridge bus crash. And we are expected to have a rise in the death toll. So we'll be having more than 24 dead bodies if that is in accordance with a police report. And in this story, it's on the back page of the Daily Nation. Let me just highlight it a little bit. The injured were taken to Chuka County Referral Hospital, PCEA, Chogoria Mission Hospital. 24 dead and scores injured after bus plunged into a river. Modern Coast, but that was the bus that was got in the wreck. That is, Modern Coast was heading to Mombasa from Meru town when accident happened at the notorious Nithi Bridge black spot. So the idea is the bus must have developed brake failure because it was moving at a very high speed when the accident happened. Yeah, that is the story that came out after some interrogation with the witnesses that were there. And at least we've confirmed that 24 that have died. And it happened at around 6:40 p.m. That was yesterday evening, because they were leaving from Meru heading to Mombasa. So guys, we pray that you can read that story. It's on the back page of the Daily Nation, a very sad story. We've had a lot of accidents over this year, and we just pray that you stay safe on these roads and keep on to speeds. And this these places, as you can see, places like the black spot places, like this place where this bus got the accident, it's always known as a black spot. It's very notorious for having accidents. So if we can also look onto that as we are driving, it will be a plus for us.
It's actually a call to action because there were a few weeks, is it a few weeks back or maybe a few days back, we've had accidents on the expressway as a result of us speeding. I think drivers should really look into this because it's a very, very sad story having 24 deaths in just a day. That's very, very sad. So don't overspeed. Yeah, now away from that, there's a story here that is actually making headlines on the Standard. Says Ruto tells of Uhuru Kinoti of a probe on Venezuelans. That story is on page 4 and 5 of the Standard. Let us maybe highlight it a bit because it's a big story. 2 elections officials linked to Venezuelans at the center of DCI investigations. Now, according to according to DCI, Abdullahi Abdi Mohammed and one of the commissioners know these Venezuelans. But according to what maybe Mohammed says, he says that he confirmed that he knows the IBC commissioner, but maintained that he has no blood relations with him. And I want maybe to quote what he says. We don't come from the same clan. Our interactions with him are purely work related, especially to the KIMS project. Now, this is in relations to now the Venezuelans. Now, what the DCI have found, they have found that, and that is George Kinoti. He revealed that the contract signed between IEBC and the Dutch firm shows that none of them was employee of either IEBC or Smartmatic.
And in that story, it's very interesting having come at this time where we just have 14 days to go. The biggest question you'd ask ourselves is, do you think we will have to delay the polls, the 9th election, because of these uncertainties that we have? Because right now our faith in the IEBC is really going down, and you've seen the DCI coming to have exchange of words between the DCI and Chebukati, that is the IEBC chair, having a back and forth to know really how these 3 people got here, to see how they are intertwined together. How did they have these stickers on them just some hours prior to when they were supposed to arrive? Because you remember in a statement, the IBC also said that the stickers that they ordered for arrived the next day in the morning, while these other 3 Venezuelans were caught at the airport at around 12.
Yeah, so actually, as of now, the DCI are accusing Chairman Nufula Chebukati for misleading the country on the identity of the 3 men and the nature of their visit to Kenya. But according to Mohammed, that is the CEO of Seamless Limited, he says that the Venezuelans are part of a team charged with the responsibility of training about support solutions on behalf of Smartmatic International Holding. So they are here to train about support solutions. That is now according to Mr. Mohammed when he was asked. And I want to maybe highlight what maybe these stickers are about. They are called KIEMS, and in full, that is Kenya Integrated Election Management System. So the duty of these Venezuelans, according to Mr. Mohammed, is to educate people, to train about the support solutions of these now KIEMS. So the role of the International Integrated Election Management System, the KIEMS, Kenya Integrated, let me get that back right, Kenya Integrated Election Management System, that is now the KIEMS. The stickers are meant to label all kits and ensure a smooth distribution of the gadgets to all the 46,232 polling stations. the commissions has gazetted for use in the general elections.
Mhm.
Another thing, the commission has allocated a serial number for each of the kits, which will be assigned to every polling station. Servers that will receive the result have also been configured to align them to the serial numbers of the kits. Now, these kits, the servers will only accept results from serialized kits.
Mhm.
Now, that is now according to how maybe the SBC have explained it.
Mhm.
But we do not know how these Venezuelans are linked more to IBC. But what we know is that, yes, that is Mr. Mohammed said that he knows the IBC commissioner, but says that he has no blood relations with him.
And in the same story, there's also a very interesting approach that the Daily Nation has brought here. And this is in regards with the story, and I just want to highlight the headline here, and it says, DCI raid Ruto office amid Kinoti Chebukati row over the Venezuelans. And just to look at this, just to highlight a little bit what the DCI boss, George Kinoti, was talking about. It is, and he says that the statement by the DCI boss, George Kinoti, was the latest in a spate of exchanges between the two agencies following the arrest and detention on Thursday of 3 foreigners who were found with election kits identification stickers in their luggage soon after arriving in the country. So it says the IBC had on Thursday evening protested the arrest of the 3 Venezuelans at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, saying in a statement by Chairman Wafula Chebukati that the police were unduly harassing foreigners while executing a contract by the election agency. So we really don't know whether they were part of the IBC or not, because later in his statement he added that in the late night statement that the 3 were employees of Semantics International BV, a company contracted to provide election technology for the next month's elections, which is contrary and different from what the standard is saying. So there's a story that is cooking up there, and if you read this story, it's on page 8 of the Daily Nation. You'll understand that the DCI raided Ruto's office and confiscated some of his electronics. But when the Nation tried to ask about that, they were told that they were just relocating their offices to another offices, of which they didn't disclose their whereabouts, where this office was going to be. But on the other hand, we know that the DCI was trying to conduct its investigation amidst all this. And the interesting thing is that DP Ruto and his allies have come out to defend the Electoral Commission chairman, saying that they have all the confidence that the IBC will provide a free, fair, and transparent election. Yeah.
But what we know as of now is that the 3 foreigners entered the country on various dates in the last 2 weeks, carrying with them sensitive election materials that has triggered a political storm with just about 2 weeks to
go.
polling day. So, and in regards to that, actually, Deputy President William Ruto has criticized Kinoti probe on foreigners. He says that, and I want to quote, "We want to tell Kinoti, kindly save your time. Stop writing us long letters. Leave matters of election to IEBC. Give the chairman of Fula Chebukati rather, his space." And he also maybe criticized President Uhuru Kenyatta. He said that, and I want to quote what he said, "Please do not confuse your duties as president and as chairperson of Azimio. You must serve all Kenyans equally. Support your Azimio project, but remember you have a duty to 50 million Kenyans to guarantee their security." So, what do you think? What do you think about that?
There's a lot of things going around, and it's only about the IBC should come out clean and tell us, or if there's a way they can make public of the people we're expecting in the country, then it would be better for us. because till now they have not given us the KMPG report.
Yes.
And that was just an audit that would have helped us right now to curb these kind of problems that are coming in right now. Because from the same story that is on page 8, it also says that among the 3 that traveled, Venezuelans, 2 of them traveled with expired passports. How did they get the privilege to be in Kenya with expired passports? You know, those are some of the questions we're asking ourselves. If at all there were no people that are in the government to see them come through with expired passports. And we've also learned that they've been here for a while. They've been coming and going back, coming and going back.
Yeah. So in regards to the expired passport, Mr. Mohammed responded and he said the DCIs are not telling the truth. The expiry had been extended, and that is indicated on the second pages of their passport. This is pure political witch hunt, Mohammed told the Standard on phone yesterday. So there's a lot of back and forth on this story, but you can check it out on the Standard on page 4 and maybe on the Daily Nation on page what is it?
It's on page 8.
Page 8. It's a very interesting story. You can get more intel on it. But right now, let's maybe look at another story here. That was actually trending on social media, and maybe you have seen it, whereby Ruto walks out on media debate. And that is on page 6. And I want to maybe read what it says. Azimio leader says he will not hold a town hall meeting. Instead of sharing a platform with UDA candidates, but organizers insist it will go on. That is on page 6, and maybe we would like to know why the Azimio flag bearer will not attend the presidential debate. Now it says here that Raila Odinga will not attend the presidential debate scheduled for tomorrow. That is tomorrow, 26th. And he says that is whoever addressed it is Makau Mutua, who is the spokesman of Raila Odinga Presidential Campaign Secretariat. Now he said that, and I want to quote what he says: our presidential flag bearer Raila Odinga and his running mate Martha Karua will answer questions put to them by the people of Kenya openly, honestly, and free from what would otherwise be nothing more than empty, self-serving political theater.
That is interesting.
Yes, it's very interesting. He continues saying that the main competitor is the presidential race, had demanded that the debate should not focus on corruption, integrity, ethics, and governance, which are key matters that Kenyans face, and they are at core of the Azimio campaign.
By the way, you know that to some extent you might say, because we really want them, when they are in front there, to speak about the plights that the Kenyan people are going through. Yeah.
And actually, Deputy President William Ruto responded to this. And in a campaign, in a rally in Kisii yesterday, he said that you have heard that Raila has avoided the debate since he has no agenda for Kenyans and cannot answer pertinent questions like why the cost of living is high at the moment. He is avoiding facing me since he is going to perform poorly in the debates.
And the same story is also on the 12th page of the Daily Nation. It has also been highlighted. And on this side, Dr. Ruto said that he will use the platform to articulate his agenda for Kenyans and elaborate on bottom-up economy model. And he says, Raila has feared going into the debate because they have no plan and agenda. They have no policies to sell. That is why they are wondering what they will come to do in the debate, said the DP.
And actually, Kotu Secretary General, that is Francis Atwoli, also echoed sentiments of this, and he said that by Raila attending the debate, he would be agreeing that his main competitor was eligible for presidency despite his questionable past as far as integrity and ethics are concerned. And in regards to that, also, the Agano Party presidential candidate says that he would attend the debate only if the 4 candidates be put in one panel. And that is the same for Roots Party candidate Wajakoya. Mr. Jakoya has said that he will only attend the debate if the four of them are put together. And he says, and I want to quote maybe what he says: choosing to separate the presidential candidates on the basis of opinion polls is wrong. He added that he have an issue with the his two opponents, and the only platform would be the presidential debate. And telling me to debate with a Gano party candidate alone is a justice to me.
By the way, you saw that when it came to the deputy president's debate.
Yes,
They separated them. Two the first lot and the other two on the second lot. The Azimio side versus the UDA side. Then there was Agano side versus the Roots Party. But in a fair and free kind of where platform where everybody will express himself or herself, I think it is best if everyone shares the same platform.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think for them to maybe come on board for the debate, because Kenyans are really waiting for that. It will be fair to, if this is what they want, maybe they should consider that, because at the end of the day we still want to know what they are bringing on board.
And on the same story, there's a message that that is on Daily Nation still. There's something that Dr. Ruto told the president. Dr. Ruto told the president Uhuru Kenyatta to ensure a peaceful election, even if he is the Azimio la Umoja One coalition council chairman. He has to differentiate between being the president and the Azimio chairman, where he is pushing for Odinga's presidency. He must ensure a peaceful, free and fair election, Dr. Ruto told President Kenyatta. And you know, this comes at a time when Dr. Ruto has assured Kenyan that he has trust on the process of the IEBC to relay a peaceful and transparent election. So I think it's also a very, and we've had the Azimio chief also coming out and saying that, you know, he hopes for a very peaceful kind of election. So it is very good if the presidents, the contenders themselves come out and say that they are fighting for a peaceful kind of transition, for a peaceful kind of voting. Yeah, that is a very good thing that is happening. At least it assures the citizens of Kenya that we are going to have a peaceful election, despite the different parties and ideologies. The biggest goal, the bigger picture here is to see us propel peacefully and successfully onto the other government. Yeah.
So a bit far away, I mean, looking at another story on page 15, parents should enroll their children in day schools. That is according to CS Magoha. And he says out of 35,000 classrooms set to be constructed, Magoha said only 50 are ready for commissioning. New level of education is geared towards a day school setting and not boarding. So what do you think about this? You know, we used to have that idea of, okay, me, I cannot go to day schools, but right now, CS Magoha is advocating for it.
I'd also say it's a good thing, because we've had a lot of practices that have come up due to putting students in a boarding school. And in fact, in the Kenyan system, most boarding schools are always either gender-based, either purely male or purely female. And right now, most parents prefer to take their children to boarding schools because it helps out even with the level, the concentration that the children need, you know, when they go to boarding schools, because they won't have that buzz and hassle of maybe waking up early, getting home late, having to do their chores and homeworks. You know, in a boarding kind of setting, they're all there, everything is done there, so they have their concentration span is high, and they have a very good time to do that. But on the other hand, right now the government in itself, schools are having problem to feed the students, so they would rather do it from home, and we don't have enough classes to bring up the junior high, you know. So right now the best thing, so boarding would be a challenge. So it's rather better if the children stay from they go to school like and come back, that is B-day scholars, so that the parents can also follow up their children. Yeah, that would be a very good thing.
Okay, in regards to the fact that maybe the reason as to why we really don't like to go to the schools is because of maybe lack of infrastructure and equity, you know, that maybe we're not reading the same way as people in boarding schools. CS Mago has said that the government is building classrooms in every school, rather, to ensure absolute fairness, equity, and availability. So this is now, you should not worry because most of the children will be day scholars. If I had a grandchild going to junior secondary school, I would want to be with that child for another extra year. And now because of this now CBC issue.
That is also an issue because we are still trying to incorporate the CBC into the system, and it's taking quite a long time to get comfortable in that CBC system. So they'd rather have people students being day scholars, because that also would increase their relationship with their parents, with their teachers, and also help to see how the children grow in a kind of morally stable society. Because we've seen cases that come up due to this having boarding schools, students going to boarding schools. We've seen so many cases coming up that are not really pleasing or morally stable to our societies. Yeah.
And actually the concern that maybe people have and parents is that maybe these new day schools, they don't have labs. But what maybe CS Mako has said that let's not make CBC look like a hoax where you retain children but have no lab for them. A standard lab costs less than 1.5 million. Primary schools can even convert one of their empty classes to a lab, which will in turn reduce costs. So this is something good for Kenyans. What do you think about this? Would you take your child for, today's school, or do you prefer boarding school? You can tell us on our platforms what you think about CS Makoha's views.
Yep. And just to take you briefly about just a very interesting story here, and that is on page 12 of the Daily Nation, and it says, take Ruto's money but vote for me. That is the Azimio chief saying yesterday. And that is a story on page 12, just to give you some of the highlights of what was said. The Azimio la Umoja presidential candidate, that is Raila Odinga, addressing residents yesterday in Tharaka Nithi County, where he held a public rally. He said he crisscrossed Embu, Laikipia, and Nyandarua counties, promised initiate more development projects in 5.1 million voter reach, that is Mount Kenya region, if he wins. And he says, I will make Kenya a country of all people and not a few individuals who steal public resources. And that is coming back to what I was saying from the headlines that were put on this story, that take Ruto's money but vote for me. That is Raila saying that. So that's a very interesting story that you might look at. That is on the Daily Nation. It's the Mount Kenya region. You know, Mount Kenya region has about 5.1 million registered voters. So there's a lot of people. So if they can wow them and put them on their side, then they'll be able to vote and take the day. Yeah. Another interesting story is still on politics. Dr. Ruto also comes out and says that do not interfere with August polls, Ruto tells Uhuru. DP says the Kenya Kwanza government will ensure president enjoys state protection when he retires. Very interesting. So the biggest story is we want to ask you not to allow the security agencies, people with sinister motives, to intimidate, blackmail IEBC or undermine the election of August 9th. That is the biggest question that the DP was posing yesterday as he toured Kisii. Yeah.
Okay, and now Mount Kenya, Mount Kenya region being the biggest region when it comes to election. We are actually at 14 days to
the election.
Yeah. And Ruto and Raila focus on counties that could decide who succeeds Uhuru. And I want to this story is on page 10 of the Standard, and it's a very crucial story. You can maybe look at it, but maybe I want to highlight it a bit. According to Murang'a Governor Mwangi wa Iria, he's optimistic that Mr. Odinga will re-up big in Mount Kenya, and I want you to quote what he says. Raila will surprise most people in Mount Kenya by getting more than 30% of the votes. There's a huge number of Mount Kenya residents who feel safe with Raila Odinga as president. My numbers and Martha Karua's supporters are enough for Baba in Mount Kenya. We represent the future of Kikuyu political leadership.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know what... According to now polls, Azimio leader could get an upward of 24% of the Mount Kenya votes. Such a performance could see Mr. Odinga bag in excess of 1 million votes.
And it's really, it would be a game changer for the Azimio side, since now that Mwangi wa Iria has also gone to the Azimio side, and over the weekend he Mr. Raila himself toured Murang'a just to bring officially Mwangi wa Iria into the party. So you see a joint work between Martha Karua and the governor of Murang'a County, that is Mwangi wa Iria, coming together to wow the Mount Kenya region. I think that if they are able to do that, then they might take the day. But let's not forget also the UDA side is also very good, having a keen eye on the Mount Kenya region, because this region is rich in votes.
Yes.
It has 5.1 million registered voters. So I think it's a place to look at. It's a really good place to look at if you want voters come your way. On to just some of the other stories that you can look at that are very interesting on the Daily Nation today. There's on page 13, that is Governor Kananu sacks finance minister in supremacy battle at the City Hall. Keroche sues KRA chief over contempt of court. 400 students get scholarship from local NGO. These are some of the stories that are so interesting. So you can grab your Daily Nation and look into it and see what they have to offer.
Okay, in regards to that, we need to take a very short commercial break, but we will be back with more. Don't switch that button.
Right from inception, the Dysec Media Services Limited has been committed to resolving the deficiency of empathy and progressive leadership and promoting mentorship in our social values system. Our vision and dream is to have a society where these values thrive for the well-being of all.
We strongly believe that every human has a right and a responsibility to self-actualize not only their individual potential, but that of the surrounding community.
Our media outlets use innovative broadcasts to highlight social challenges and chart the way forward to a progressive future where the elders embrace the energy of the young, while the young acknowledge the wisdom of their elders.
At Daisak Media Services Limited, we have infused technical diligence to ensure that we are accessible at the convenience of you, our audience. Here, we employ creativity and calculated logic to ensure that our news are accurate, fair, relevant, and timely, and that our shows are fascinating. Our rate card is determined by our resolve to maintain a balance between the industry standards and giving our investors great value.
Please join us in our deep-rooted commitment to bridge the gap between status quo and the future we desire for the current and future generations.
Daisak Media Services Limited,
where successful businesses
connect.
Right from inception, the Daisak Media Services Limited has been committed to resolving the deficiency of empathy and progressive leadership and promoting mentorship in our social values system. Our vision and dream is to have a society where these values thrive for the well-being of all.
We strongly believe that every human has a right and a responsibility to self-actualize not only their individual potential, but that of the surrounding community.
Our media outlets use innovative broadcasts to highlight social challenges and chart the way forward to a progressive future where the elders embrace the energy of the young, while the young acknowledge the wisdom of their elders.
At Daisak Media Services Limited, we have infused technical diligence to ensure that we are accessible at the convenience of you, our audience. Here, we employ creativity and calculated logic to ensure that our news are accurate, fair, relevant, and timely, and that our shows are fascinating. Our rate card is determined by our resolve to maintain a balance between the industry standards and giving our investors great value.
Please join us in our deep-rooted commitment to bridge the gap between status quo and the future we desire for the current and future generations.
Daisak Media Services Limited,
where successful businesses
connect.
Back to the Morning Dew Show here on Daisak TV, the cradle of goodness. Remember, you can reach us on all our social media platforms. The hashtag is always the Morning Dew Show. Now, we're still talking about the maybe the newspaper review, and we'll dwell into also the political segment when we are at it. Now, there's a story here on page 3 of the Standard that says Sonko is still in the Mombasa governor race. Kalonzo says.
Yes.
And it says that Kalonzo Musyoka, leader Wiper Democratic Movement, said yesterday that he will not rest until former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko's name appears on the ballots for the Mombasa governor race. He said that Sonko's case was before the Supreme Court and East African Court of Justice, so the IBC should allow him to compete for office. This issue of Sonko has been going on
and off.
Yeah. But Kalonzo Musyoka says that he should be given a chance. The Mombasa should actually be given a chance to vote for him, because actually Nairobi governor, Nairobi governor is, he really wants to, he has always wanted, he has always had an interest in representing Mombasa because that is where he was born. Yeah.
And it's interesting. I think that they've seen the Wiper Party has seen that they are going. There's a possibility that Mr. Sonko might be in the polls, depending now that they've reached the Supreme Court, that is the highest court in the country, and they moved to Arusha just to form their pledge. So we're hoping for the best for him because he's really wanted this for himself.
Yeah.
And right now, yesterday, having their party leader, that is Kalonzo Musyoka, say that they are hoping that Sonko will be in the race for the Mombasa governor. And we're also praying for him so much that he be part of it because he's really struggled to get it.
He has.
Yeah, this is like literally the methali that is said in Swahili, mtakacha mvunguni sharti ainame. So Sonko has enamored and we really want him to get there, you know.
Yeah, I really hope he maybe he can be given a chance
to
or
express
maybe
himself.
the Mombasa people should have a say in it because at the end of the day, they are the ones he will be representing. If they want him, then he should be given a chance. If they don't, then in turn, Sonko should maybe.
And actually, yesterday they gave a reassurance to the Kenyans that they'll be part of the elections of the Mombasa County. Sonko himself said that he's expecting to see his name on the ballot papers. So does it go with his deputy, that is Alimbogo too, that is also going to be part of it. And they say that they're praying that they get justice and justice prevail, and so that they be part of the Mombasa governorship race. Yeah.
So some of maybe his manifestos, he pledged to settle squatters, abolish levies for small-scale traders, and employ youth at the county government as security officers after giving old guards a golden handshake. So we really pray and wish the best for Sonko. We really hope that his desires are met. But moving on the same page 3, there's a story down there about health that says that 6 million Kenyans cannot access eye treatment. And this is now according to the Ministry of Health. They have said that 6.3 million Kenyans have eye problems, but the government is unable to provide quality health care. So the question is it that people are not aware that they have eye problems, or is it that we don't have these facilities to actually cater for these eye problems?
I think just to answer you there, I think you would know if you have eye problems, but the thing is, what do you do about it? You know, that is the biggest problem. What would you do about it? Because not so many people can get that treatment, and it's not always that cheap. See, so that is the biggest problem. Having that number of people, 6 million Kenyans, who cannot access eye treatment is very alarming. Yeah.
And the Ministry of Health estimates that 15.5% of Kenyans need quality eye care services, ranging from surgeries, treatments, and spectacle corrections. However, only about 5% of it have access to eye health services. So this is actually very sad, knowing that eye problem is a crucial thing. And I don't know if maybe there should be more awareness to this, or maybe there should be more a way that maybe someone can be able to access eye services easily. Right?
I think they should bring up more orientation of this eye problem and what can bring about the disease, and also help out to reduce the costs, maybe subsidies on the cost of maybe getting glasses, the cost of getting the treatment itself, checkups, random checkups should be done, so that it helps us to people to know their problems, because you might have an eye problem, but they're very different. You might be myopic, you might be short-sighted, you might be long-sighted. And all this can only be known if you see a doctor. And I don't think we also have so many doctors that have that are in that profession, that is. So I think it's an alarming situation that we have in our hands right now. Yeah.
Now, the Agency for Prevention of Blindness, that is the IAPB 2020 Vision Atlas report on Kenya, shows that 3.9 million people in Kenya have vision loss, and 290,000 people were blind. That is now according to 2020. Imagine. It's a big number. So I think, but there's a program that they are actually bringing on board that will educate over 400,000 people on eye diseases and screen at least 40,000 patients. That's a plus. And I hope that all the patients can be, catered for.
Yep. And just moving to another story here on the Daily Nation, that is on page 19, and that is the county news. And there's a very interesting news here, because they've taken their focus on Murang'a County, and now they've really tried to subdivide Murang'a in its various stages. And they say that, just to highlight a little bit of it, is that the size of Murang'a is 2,325.8 kilometers square kilometer, that is, and has a population of 1.057 million. That is in terms from 2019 when they did that. And just to look at it, that it has a constituencies like Gatanga that has about 82,049 people. Then there is Kangema that has 52 and 52,002. Then there is Mathioya that has 58,102. Then comes Kiharu that has 119,389. Then there is Kigumo that has 82,609. Come down to Maragua that has 102,383. Kandara that has 105,148 people. And as in Murang'a, you can see a lot of these people going round to garner votes. That is the candidates. That is Kembi Githura of Jubilee, Joy Nyutu of UDA, Pius Kinuthia Wambui of ODM, Helen Kigia of Farmers Party, and Munoru Mwangi of KANU. Yeah.
Okay, we take a very short commercial break. We'll be back in a bit.
Right from inception, the Daisak Media Services Limited has been committed to resolving the deficiency of empathy and progressive leadership and promoting mentorship in our social values system. Our vision and dream is to have a society where these values thrive for the well-being of all.
We strongly believe that every human has a right and a responsibility to self-actualize not only their individual potential, but that of the surrounding community.
Our media outlets use innovative broadcasts to highlight social challenges and chart the way forward to a progressive future where the elders embrace the energy of the young, while the young acknowledge the wisdom of their elders.
At Daisak Media Services Limited, we have infused technical diligence to ensure that we are accessible at the convenience of you, our audience. Here, we employ creativity and calculated logic to ensure that our news are accurate, fair, relevant, and timely, and that our shows are fascinating. Our rate card is determined by our resolve to maintain a balance between the industry standards and giving our investors great value.
Please join us in our deep-rooted commitment to bridge the gap between status quo and the future we desire for the current and future generations.
Daisak Media Services Limited,
where successful businesses
connect.
We are very sorry for that, but we are back right now, and we were talking more about newspaper reviews and getting into details with, of course, the political segment. And
We were just looking at the Daily Nation under the county news, and they have a very interesting story, and the way they've brought down the idea the focus on Murang'a County. And I was just giving you the number, the population of the Murang'a County members that would be 1.057 million. That was in accordance to 2019. And we've seen we've also talked of the constituency that is Gatanga, Kangema, Madhioya, Kiharu, Kigumo, Maragua, and Kandara. And the candidates here that are on board: Gembi Githura of Jubilee, Joe Nyutu of UDA, Pius Kinuthia Wambui of ODM, Helen Kigia of Farmers Party, Munoru Mwangi of Kano. That is a story that is on page 19. In figures, we have like 616,398 registered voters in Murang'a County. Yeah, and there's a young man here. He's only 33 years of age, and he's called Mr. Pius Kinuthia of the Orange Democratic Party. That is where they've measured their ideas on, where he's just 33 years old and fondly referred to as my boy by Raila Odinga. So you can check on that story and see how this race goes, because we have very interesting places where we're gonna have to look at. You know, there's so many places that we are going to look at on the race, like we've seen Mombasa. If Sonko is included in the governor race of Mombasa, then we'll have a very tight and exciting kind of race.
Yes.
So is Homa Bay, where we have a keen interest on that, and so is Siaya County, and here comes now Murang'a County in terms of the MPs. We want to see who's really going to take the day. Yeah.
So we have seen that in these big counties, like the likes of maybe Western, Nyanza, Murang'a, and so many others, they have a lot of aspiring candidates. Like the likes of now Murang'a County, as maybe
Yeah,
Mike
like
has said.
the Murang'a County, the way it is, you know, we have given you just an highlight of how it is. For the whole story, you can get it on the Daily Nation. But it's a very interesting thing, because there's a young man who is 33 years old from the ODM side, who also is vying to be an MP, and he's going against big people like the former Kenya Medical Supply Authority board chairman, that is Gembi Githura of Jubilee, Mr. Joe Nyuto of the United Democratic Alliance. You know, so that is a story to look at in terms of the counties to look at in this election. And as I said earlier, there is also Homa Bay County, where we have a woman, that is Gladys Wanga, going head to head with people like the former governor of Nairobi, that is Evans Kidero. You know, so that's a very interesting thing to look at. And you remember that story we were talking about when you were looking at this other county that we can look at is Siaya County. When we were looking at Siaya County, when we were talking about the story of people who didn't really get direct tickets for their to get to represent their parties, that is at that time was the ODM in Siaya County. So Siaya County is also a county to look at, because it has all the big names in the political arena. We have people like Oburu Odinga. We have people like Gumbo, Nicholas Gumbo. Yeah, we have so many people from that side that we are going to look at. These are just key areas or key counties that we can look at. Murang'a being one of them. Coastal region, that is Mombasa, we having a very tight race there. We have Homa Bay, we have Siaya County. Yeah.
Okay, in regards to that, still, there's a story here on page 22 that says that 7 aspirants battle it out to win Kakamega governor race. Imagine seven vying for the same seat, governor. And that is, maybe I would mention their names, that is Fernandez Baraza, Cleophas Malala of ANC, Cyrus Jirongo of UDP, Suleiman Sumba of KANU, Samuel Omokoko of MDP, Michael Osundwa of Independent, and Austin Opitso of also Independent. And what we know is that Kakamega has 841,139 registered voters. So the candidates are focusing on key areas, that is agriculture, health, education, poverty, and poverty eradication. But what we don't know is what they are going to do with the 9 billion shillings budget on their first 100 days in office. If elected. That is a key question, because all the aspirants share their visions of how they're going to enforce agriculture, education, health, and eradicate poverty in Kakamega County. But we don't know what they're going to do with this 9 billion shillings within 100 days in office, if elected. And all of them have stated what they want to do in those 100 days in office.
And you know, it is very interesting because right now, whoever is going to fit the governor's shoes, given that Kakamega has been one of the leading counties in terms of development. And you know, the governor's shoes right now are very big. That is Wycliffe Oparanya. He's done a tremendous work in changing the area in terms of infrastructure, in terms of water, in terms of the place, the health, the things that the people need. So for a leader to succeed him, he also has to be able to have a manifesto, if at all that the governors also have manifestos. They are supposed to have a manifesto that is going to go in line with what Oparanya did. Because he's elevated Kakamega from where it was to where it is right now. And it has been leading in terms of ranking of the counties. Kakamega has been performing very well. And if you look at the names that are that you've just mentioned, they are very big names. They are people who've been in government. Look at Cyrus Jirongo. These are people who have been there. And it's a very heavy battle. And just to correct something that I talked about Murang'a County, the candidates I was talking about were of the Senate race. It's a senatorial race that we're looking at there. That is where we have the Kembi Gidura of Jubilee, Mr. John Youth of Alliance, and Mr. Pius Kinuthia of the Orange Democratic Party. Not forgetting Helen Kigia of the Farmers Party and Munoru Mwangi of KANU. All these people are running for the senatorial seat of Murang'a. Yes.
So in regards to maybe what they are going to do, the Kakamega governor race, the aspirants, what they're going to do in the first 100 days, maybe I can mention a few. And Mr. Sumba, that is Suleiman Sumba, says that in my first 100 days in office, I will set out to fight corruption, because no matter how many billions you have, unless you fight corruption, it will go to waste. That is according to Sumba. And Opitso, that is Austin Opitso of the Independent, says that I will complete ongoing projects, including starting of new ones. That is now according to Opitso. And maybe another one, that is Fernandez Barasa of ODM, says that in my first 100 days, I will be spent by reorganizing my government. I believe in structures, and it is not prudent to start spending money you have not budgeted for. So we wish the best for all the
and still talking about that, as I was telling you that in Western Kenya there are some of these counties that we can look at. There's an opinion poll. There's a segment on the Daily Nation that talks about Wanga and Kidero rivalry. As I've told you, Homa Bay is a county to look at in this coming election, because she's the only female amongst a lot of males running for that seat. And this is what, let me just highlight what is happening in Kidero's Evans Kidero's backyard, that is the former Nairobi governor. The fierce battle of governor seat between woman rep Gladys Wanga and former Nairobi governor Evans Kidero has split members of the Luo Council of Elders. After a function of the elders endorsed Mr. Kidero, other group has opposed and endorsed, saying, I've opposed the endorsement, saying the decision was not satisfactory, sanctioned by the council, led by chief elders and councils of Rachuonyo, Apollo Buana at a meeting held in Oregon Saturday. So this is what I'm saying. It is very hot, that seat, that it has also split the council of elders around there, and we've had cases where council of elders have come out to say that these agreements are not working. As you can remember, we had the president's cousin coming out and saying, you know what, this was not what was agreed between us. That was between the elders and the president, Uhuru Kenyatta, and the DP, that is William Ruto. So you remember the issue, and the Council of Elders is also coming out on this other side with Wanga and Kidero rivalry. Yeah.
Okay, and moving away maybe from that, there's a very positive, maybe interesting story here on page, it's actually on page 40, but I want to get maybe on page 40, it says, thank you, Emmanuel. God is with us in Oregon. We know that Emmanuel Correa won the gold on the men's 800 meters race. And there's some, maybe there's some comments that he got from various politicians. Yeah, I got it. That is on page 19. There are some comments. People are really proud of him and applauding him, congratulating him. And maybe I want to read what some of it says. Reuters Sport says Kenyan's Olympic champion Emmanuel Correa ran a textbook tactical race to win the world 800 meters title on Saturday, as he peaked at just the right time after a wretched season. And World Athletics says that so much control, Emmanuel Correa confirms his 800 meters dominance. And also Azimio aspirant Raila Odinga congratulated him. He said, bravo, a tactical run flawlessly carried out by Olympic champion Emmanuel Correa to take the 800 meter world title. Congratulations. Keep running and keep flying the Kenyan flag higher. Also, Moi Gideon congratulated Emmanuel Correa, and also Deputy President William Ruto said salute to Emmanuel Correa and Beatrice Chebet for the 800 meters gold and 5,000 meters silver at the World Athletics Champion in Oregon. So that's a positive for Kenyans.
Yeah.
I think he'll be the next maybe Rudisha.
Yeah, having the fact that he did us proud by retaining the 800 meters final, and we know that we are the best in that. We had Rudisha setting the pace for us, and overall we've been doing that. And we also have to congratulate Beatrice Chebet, who yesterday also gave us a silver on the women's 5,000 meters final. And just to talk about in matters of politics, you remember that we having also the idea that we were ranked in our medal standings. We are the third, just after the United States, who really run short races. That's why they beat us. You know, they have a lot of short races. Then secondly came Ethiopia. Then we were third in front of Jamaica, who are also known for the short races. So far so good. We've done a very, very good job, and we are looking forward to the next race. But we thank your athletes so much for making us proud, because it's a unifying factor. Yeah, this is where we leave everything and say, Kenya, go on. Kenya, be great. Yeah.
Yes, we actually all smiles right now because of that story.
Yeah.
That is very nice. Congratulations to Emmanuel Correa and Chebet for that win. Now, we need to take a very short commercial break, but when we come back, we'll be talking matters lifestyle. Don't go anywhere.
Right from inception, the Daisak Media Services Limited has been committed to resolving the deficiency of empathy and progressive leadership and promoting mentorship in our social values system. Our vision and dream is to have a society where these values thrive for the well-being of all.
We strongly believe that every human has a right and a responsibility to self-actualize not only their individual potential, but that of the surrounding community.
Our media outlets use innovative broadcasts to highlight social challenges and chart the way forward to a progressive future where the elders embrace the energy of the young, while the young acknowledge the wisdom of their elders.
At Daisak Media Services Limited, we have infused technical diligence to ensure that we are accessible at the convenience of you, our audience. Here, we employ creativity and calculated logic to ensure that our news are accurate, fair, relevant, and timely, and that our shows are fascinating. Our rate card is determined by our resolve to maintain a balance between the industry standards and giving our investors great value.
Please join us in our deep-rooted commitment to bridge the gap between status quo and the future we desire for the current and future generations.
Daisak Media Services Limited,
where successful businesses
connect.
Welcome back to the Morning Dew Show here on Isaac TV, the cradle of goodness. Remember, you can reach us on all our social media platforms. The hashtag is always Morning Dew Show. And right now we are into the lifestyle segment. And there's a very interesting story on page 3 of the Standard. And we want to look at it, knowing that Roots Party candidate, that is
George
Wajakoya, said that
get antivenom
and export
it for money. Yeah.
So in regards to that, very sorry for that technical hitch. We are back. And we were talking about the lifestyle segment, and there's this very interesting story on the standard page 3 that says snake venom touted as best bet for painkillers and beauty products. And I know this is a smile for ladies out there who are
You know,
who love beauty products, you know?
the whatever, I think there is no saying no to the ladies right now, because ladies, I think your skin products can be found from very many things. Yeah, because you can find them in nearly everything. You know, now we're being told that you can get beauty products from the snake venom, the same snake venom that the Roots Party leader, that is George Wajakoya, did. I think he did a lot of research before he came up with all this, because now we are seeing the beauty of snakes, though we don't see the beauty of snakes, you know.
Yeah.
That right now we are seeing the beauty of snakes and what they can do to us if we decide to rear them. Apart from just selling the anti-venom to get us money to pay our debt, we can still make our ladies look beautiful. Yeah, we can still get painkillers from it.
Yeah. At least for something, we won't be using maybe Snapchat filters. Make it positive. Okay. Kenya, it says here, Kenya plans to start manufacturing anti-venom by 2025. A move the government says will reduce high cost of importation. The move is expected to create business for snake farmers. And we saw the other time that right now we have 50 certified snake farmers in Kenya. Yeah, which is a positive. Research shows it has huge potential in drug development. Now the snake venom, based on how the snakes are categorized depending on the effect of the venom on victims. So the project is to extract antivenom. The project will start in Baringo, the county that with the highest cases of snake bites in the country.
Okay.
Actually, Baringo has the highest cases of snake bites as of now, and
followed by Nakuru.
Yes. They have explained, this is now Dr. Sultani, head of Kenya National Public Health Institute, explains that some snake bites are bad, are adverse, and some can
Mild.
be treated, are mild, you know. And he says that some snake bites can cause blisters and burn-like skin lesions, and some other snake bites, that is one from maybe like the likes of a black mamba, can even kill you because they travel too fast they make you feel like you're not breathing a snake bite from the black mamba. So this antivenom will help reduce and dilate the venom in your body. Then therefore it will reduce blood pressure in the moment, because when you're bitten by a black mamba, apparently according to Dr. Sultani, it travels so fast to your heart, and it makes you not able to breathe. That's why the bite from black mamba is very critical. Yeah. And maybe we can look at the uses of snake venom. You know, maybe we can.
I'm really waiting for that part where you're going to tell us how we're going to use this snake venom here, huh?
So it says here, snake venom is used to making, of course, antivenoms.
That is one that we know about, that we've been told that we can make money out of it. Yeah.
Another thing that is used, snake venom makes, is painkillers. Yes, painkillers.
That is so much interesting. Imagine yourself having this, like, niko na headache but nataka uniletee ile painkiller ya pafada. You know, ama niletee ile painkiller ya green snake, something of that sort, because you're going to have them right now.
Yeah, but definitely I don't think they're going to be put in a way that you're putting it. But definitely the snake venom will make painkillers. Yeah. Okay. So maybe we would be using.
So let's just think about it a little bit. What name would they give it? Because we have like Maramoja, we have diclofenac, we have like Panadol. So what we have a snake painkiller, what do you think they would call it?
You can tell us what do you think they'd call it, or what would you suggest? But definitely they would not call it pafada or black mama, because people would not buy.
It
It's
is
scary.
no, like you get like, it is a fast killer, call it python. Just in an advert or something of that sort. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's continue.
Okay, something else. The snake venom will burn relief.
Uh-huh.
Will also make high blood pressure drugs.
Okay.
Yes.
That is very positive, because so many people are suffering from the high blood pressure. Their BP is going high, and the medicines are always very expensive. So if we can rear so many snakes so that we get this medicine, then that's a plus. But I didn't know snakes can give us a lot of there's a positive side of snakes, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I know you meet them, you hit them. Yeah, and the religious leaders, we really want you to come out and tell us, because we are trying to embrace this idea of snakes. Yeah.
Another thing is anti-blood clot medicine
Yeah.
and oils for arthritis. Actually, snake venom has a lot of medicinal advantages, as we're looking at it right now, because painkillers is 1, burn relief, 2, high blood pressure drugs, blood clot medicine, and oils for arthritis. And
Yeah.
we know a lot of people really have that.
Arthritis.
Yes. And treating muscles and joint strains. So you know that medicine we use to rub.
To rub up,
it
like
helps
robe.
with the joints.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, if you're an athlete, you can now use green mamba. You know what? The green mamba helps my muscles, you know. And like also the ladies, we've also had you saying that
Yeah.
we'll have skin products, you know. So you hug your girlfriend. Oh, today I think you're on Cobra. Yeah. I think this is Cobra. So yeah. Yeah, I think it's a plus for you guys.
Yeah. Okay. According to the research, these medicines can dissolve blood clots, as I said, and help in the management of strokes and other conditions that can cause clotting. They may also be used to manage hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, and other conditions. Okay, snake antivenom is a growing industry, and actually by 2025, I think we'll have embraced it, because right now we are saying that it has a lot of medicinal advantages.
So I'm thinking, well, let's try to break down a full snake. Yeah. So if you're rearing a snake right now, first of all, if you are able to get the antivenom, like collect it successfully without any injuries or any casualties, that you'll sell the antivenom. Yeah. Now then, after that same snake, you've not killed it. By the antivenoms can be got when they're still alive, I guess. So you've not killed it, but already it has given you back some revenue. That is you selling the antivenom to the people. Then after that, you can sell the skin. You can use the skin for the belts, bags, yeah, and that is designer products. Then now I think now the snake should be dead, because we're already skinning it for the belts and stuff. Then you can also use it for meat. Sell it to the Chinese in terms of meat. Yeah, snake meat, very nice.
Okay.
And you can also now, depending on this story, you'll be able to send it. I don't know how much venom we are able to get per snake, but this venom should be sent for antivenoms, should be made for making painkillers, for making skin products, burn reliefs, and high blood pressure drugs, antibody. In fact, let me just say in short, snakes now they are now becoming more advantageous than dogs. Now, apart from dog being a man's best friend and taking care of you and being very loyal to you, the money is only on the meat. Yeah, you people sell dog meat to the Congolese.
Yeah.
And now the snakes are coming very hot on our screens and telling you guys, you can make money from us, don't just kill us. Yeah, but still, you can kill it because it also kills you. That's why we are trying to get antivenoms from it.
Yeah.
So the religious leaders, please come out and tell us what you think about this. We really need your opinion on this. Yeah.
Okay, and they have also highlighted some snake bites hotspots. That is Baringo, it's the first one, and followed by Tinges. I don't know if I pronounce that right. There's Cabernet, there's Mogotio, there's Olkokwe Island, Kapisamaki, Kiserian, and Yatia.
And if you look at that, it is just cutting across the Kajiado, going down to the Rift Valley. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a somehow a positive thing, because looking at the uses, I'm actually intrigued by the uses, because we did not know all this. We only knew that
we can get
antivenom
and we can eat the snakes.
Yeah, but nothing else. But right now we have other things.
In fact, ladies, wherever you are, wherever you're listening from or watching us from, please tell us about what you think about this good news. You guys are getting skin products from snakes. How will it be? This time is no Maybelline. There's no, I don't know, foundation. I don't know. This time is from the snakes themselves. Things that you have a phobia of. This time you'll be applying them generously on your bodies. What do you think? Let's start with you. How is that message, please? And wherever you're watching us from, please tell us on our social media platforms, that is Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, what you think about the snake having all these products and all these advantages coming to you. Yeah, what do you think? I'm still on you.
I think, it's, for me, snakes are very scary.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So many ladies are scared of snakes, but we were giving you this idea that, you know what, you can apply cobra.
Unless they don't put the picture of the snake there, or the name. So me, Sijui, I won't know. But
at least they'll write it there. It's from this kind of snake. Maybe it's from the cobra. This and this. So you won't do that?
It's scary. I don't know. But if the products will help make you look like an angel, I mean, I think we can consider it. But I wouldn't purchase it. For me, as a lady, I would not purchase it. And I know so many ladies wouldn't also. If you put a picture there, oh my God, it's so scary.
No, it's like bees, Bees, you always put bees there, like on the branding part. You put bees, but it doesn't stop us from using honey. Yeah, those bees are they can sting. They're very scary, and you might not want to go where they are. But you can use the honey. It's the same mentality that they're trying to bring out here. You're going to use snake venom to get skin products. Your face now, instead of maybe foundation or powder, you'll be doing cobra preferred.
So if they did put the picture, maybe they should paint it pink or attractive color.
Yeah, give it the girlish touch on it.
Or blue, purple, such colors.
And I think
if it's a picture, I would definitely not. I do not want that one.
And I think even the medicine, like the tabs, would come like in a way that you're like, oh, boss, please, doctor, I just need you to give me an injection, because maybe the tablets might come out black, or green, depending on the color of snake. Yeah. So it's a little bit scary now that we are hearing about it and its advantages, but we're also looking and kind of curious and excited, looking forward to it and seeing if this thing can work out. And as much as we do all these things, remember, guys, you need a proper orientation on snake rearing. You need the gear. You need to have anti-venoms on yourself, because you never know when it strikes. And when it hits you wrongly, please, you can just stone it. That's my thinking.
Okay, but the positive thing is that it helps. The antivenom will help maybe cure cardiovascular diseases that are actually healed. And
apparently it will also get us from that stereotype kind of idea that whenever you see snakes in someone's place, you know that is sorcery, that is witchcraft, that is what snakes are known for. If you find someone rearing snakes, you're like, huu ni mchawi. So that's the thing. So maybe we'll have to change that stereotyping and see that it brings us money. But in the long run, don't lose yourself because of money. Yeah, I know now everything has centered into money issues, that we are able to do anything and particularly everything for money. Just look at the sinew and bring the sanity back. Yeah, for me, I'm not into snakes. But I'm hoping
I
the
don't think
ladies.
anyone is though. But if it actually brings these advantages, there are actually a lot of advantages.
Yeah.
Right? When you break it down the way you have, like you selling the skin, you have the medicine, the beauty products, anti-venom,
And the meat.
and the meat. That's a lot of money for one snake, you know?
Yeah.
But what do you think about this? You know, it's something that people have been talking about in on social media everywhere. You can hear people talking about that, how scary it is, and some people are very interested to see how it's going to be
Executed.
Yeah, executed. And we don't know what the government plans, but it's actually a plus thing for us if it's going to have all these uses. But you know, that's it. You can tell us what you think about it on our social media platforms. What do you think about these snakes? Should we rear it? And what do you think about the uses of the antivenom?
Just look at the advantages and the disadvantages of the snake, and tell us more if you think we should go ahead and rear the snakes, because it's an upcoming market that is coming on, and it's coming very fast and very speeding on our heads with ideas. So please tell us on our social medias what you think about snake farming.
Yeah, and on that note, we beg to end the show, but it has been amazing hours for you guys. You've been here with us. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are very excited, and we hope that tomorrow, same time, same place, you will be here listening to us. Meanwhile, I've been your host, Anne Mungai.
And I'm your host, Andy Mike Lambo. Have a good day.